Hi there, everybody. Welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph, and I am the host of this show. So this is my second attempt at this because I screwed it up the first time about halfway through. I pressed the stop button and didn't realize it. So we're starting again. Anyways, today we are doing an episode of that mini-series that Ben and I are running, which is Who Had the Better Album Run. So this is a 7-album run featuring 2 of the big 6 progressive rock bands. I think we've done the other 4 already. This is King Crimson and Emerson, Lake and Palmer is the other band. So we will start by doing King Crimson since I have them ready to go. So the debut album, considered the first progressive, full-on progressive rock album, and kind of the beginning of that progressive rock era. This features 5 really great songs. Greg Lake doing the vocals here, which I think are fantastic. The 3 middle songs I prefer over the 2 end songs, but I do like them all quite a bit. 21st Century Schizoid Man was probably the weakest at the beginning, mostly because of the April Wine version. I never really warmed up to that, and it took me a while to separate the 2 here. I Talk to the Wind, fantastic tune, maybe my favorite tune by them. Epitaph, another great tune. Moonchild is great as well. And then the title track, In the Court of the Crimson King, this is a strong, heavier song than the previous 3. It's a really strong album. Definitely destined for masterpiece for me. The next album up is the same, maybe even better. At times I like this a little bit more. Peace, A Beginning. So this is basically, if you haven't seen this album cover, there are 6 mythical creatures here and then 6 on the back, although this one's blocked by a print stamp, whatever you want to call it, but a strong album. This also has Cat Food on it, which I like quite a bit, and the Cat Food single version, which is really good as well. There's a lot of really strong stuff on this album. Very similar in sound to their debut album, so I have that same affinity for it. So based on that start out, I was thinking King Crimson's going to go right to the top of my favorite bands. It'll make a top 10 band, but I'm not so sure anymore. This one was, to me, a dud. Or a better description of it is not really a dud. This is one of several book-like setups that I got. I got them all in one day based on the fact that I love the first 2 albums. There was a whole bunch of them on sale for $12 each, so I took all of them, about 8 of them. Well, maybe not 8, maybe about 5 or 6. Anyways, this was one of them. This is Lizards, their 3rd studio album. Different vocalist. I think it's Haskell on here. And it's never really warmed up to this album. I don't think it's brutal. But there's nothing here that really captures me. Maybe it just requires more time, so it'll get it. Yep, not a bad album, but not really that great either. So that's my 3rd one. Next up is Islands. I do like the artwork for King Crimson quite a bit. All their albums, very different, but also really good artwork on a lot of them. This one, no exceptions. I think the Murasaki Quasar here. I think that's what this is supposed to be. Anyways, the songs on here, this is probably the weakest of the 4 albums to date at this point. It just never really warmed up to this album, although I do like the cover quite a bit. The 5th album is Lark's Tongues and Aspic. This album, for me, much more acceptable, much like the first 2. Very different, though. Doesn't sound like the first 2. Very strong instrumentally put together well. I believe this was done in 73. Yeah, 73. Strong album. Both Lark's Tongue and Aspics Part 1 and 2, very good. And then some of the stuff in the middle, Easy Money. Book of Saturday, and Exiles, all really good. I'm not really crazy about the talking drum, but everything else is fantastic here. And of course, it's a booklet thing, and you've got a picture here. So this is the band with basically David Cross, Robert Fripp, John Wetton, Bill Bruford, and Jamie Moore in this band. Strong album, like it a lot. Next up is Starless and Bible Black. Basically, the only difference in personnel here is that Jamie Moore is not on this album. And I thought this album would definitely be similar to Lark's Tongues and Aspics, but I just have not warmed up to it at all. Even though John Wetton's voice, which is not totally dissimilar from Greg Lake, I just haven't warmed up to this album yet. I don't think it's bad, though. It has some good stuff on it. And the last one in the run is Red. Many say this is their best or one of their best albums. Again, same type of thing as Starless and Bible Black. Only difference is that you only have 3 guys now, Fripp, Wetton, and Bruford playing on it. It's not that it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. It's just going to take time to penetrate it. And I just found myself having a hard time with that. There's some additional music thanks here. David Cross for violin, Mel Collins for soprano sax, Ian McDonald for alto sax, Robin Miller for oboe, and Mark Cherig for cornet. Yeah, so it's got some interesting stuff on it, but not to my liking fully yet. So basically with them, I've got 3 albums I really like, 2 albums I really don't like, and then 2 albums that I kind of like but haven't really grown on me enough yet. So that's it for King Crimson. Their challenger today is Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This is their debut album. So Emerson, Lake and Palmer has a difficulty here because I don't really follow them. They're not a band I've gotten into. I've tried, of course. I have 3 of their albums, so I wasn't from lack of trying. This one is a decent album. It has Lucky Man, which is the most well-known of the tracks on here. I do like the Barbarian a little bit too. The rest of them, not really warming up to them. But it's a decent debut album for sure from 1970. Their second album on the list is this one. Probably my favorite of their albums, although I don't really listen to any of their stuff. The opening track is very different than anything I've heard before. Might take a while to get into it. The rest of it's okay. There's nothing really terrible on it, but I just don't really follow. I do like the cover of the album quite a bit. But Trilogy's next up. Again, some different type of sound to their music. I do like Greg Lake quite a bit. He's one of my favorite vocalists. Keith Emerson, I'm a little bit indifferent to him. I know he's a great keyboardist, but I don't know. I just don't really follow him much. And then Carl Palmer, I'm not great with. But the rest of them, I'm good with. The rest of the stuff. So this is not a bad album. So the other 4 albums I do not own, although I am familiar with Brain Salad Surgery. That track itself alone makes me like the album more than most of the other stuff. It's a pretty solid album. Then you have Works and Works 1 and Works 2, which have some stuff on there that I think potentially could actually be the albums that open for me. I'm thinking that will be the case. I don't know if I want to keep buying albums from bands I don't really listen to, but I may do that anyways. So both of those 2 albums are pretty intriguing for me. The last one, Love Beach, other than having a terrible cover on it, I'm not sure that it's an album that really intrigues me to go get at all, but it ends up being the final of the 7 albums here. So there you have it. That's Emerson, Lake and Palmer's 7-album run versus King Crimson's 7-album run. If I was into Emerson, Lake and Palmer, probably most people will blow King Crimson away here. But I do not really follow Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So for me, the run has to go to King Crimson because there's at least 3 albums in there I really liked. So for me, that's my choice today. I think that the 7-album run by King Crimson is better than Emerson, Lake and Palmer's, although of course that will probably change at some point too. Anyways, that's my take. Please hit the like and subscribe if you want to make any comments about either of the two bands' 7 album runs. And these are actually from their first album through to their 7th album. Not like some of them, we cut off some of the albums at the beginning, some at the back, but pretty much these are the main albums for each of these bands. So hopefully you enjoyed the episode. And if you want to leave any comments about either of the bands or just pick one, you can do that as well. Take care and have yourself a good one. And goodbye here from the Prog Monster.